Well, hello everybody once again. If you're having the same trouble as me, that you wanted to change over that old Dodge from a throttle body injection to a carburetor because all your wiring was rotten. You didn't really feel like dicking around with that. I mean Richarding around with that. Anyways, so the problem that you're running into is that you decided to use, let me pull this off, one of these little units. I don't know if you can see what that carburetor is, but I can tell you what it is. It's a 2280. It's Holley 2282 barrel. Also synonymous with the 6280. And that's off of 318, but of course you got a 360 in this thing. The problem with that is that the 2280 is renowned as a paperweight, and it really isn't much good else for anything else, unless of course you're trying to hold down a lot of paper, in which case don't use it because it sucks at that too. So your truck doesn't run. So what we got to do is we got a new carb over here. That's a 5180. It's remanufactured off Rock Auto. But the problem is your bolt pattern neither matches the intake off the 318 nor the original intake off the 360. So what we do is we clean it all up. I'm going to show you how we're going to mount that carburetor to that little guy. The problem also being that the bolt pattern is so off that it doesn't even sit on the mount for it. You can't even drill out new holes. Never mind the fact that I broke all my taps trying to do that already. And taps are expensive. But you know what's not expensive? Flat steel. Well, unless you're buying it and not just picking it out of the dump when nobody's looking. But that's cheap. So anyways, what we did was we took this little guy, and we cut him to shape, and we threw him over top of there, and we took some spray paint, and we spray painted underneath of it so that you could see the pattern that was created. So now, all I got to do is cut it out with the old angle grinder. Oh, and we also, see, I broke my taps, but what I didn't break was my ingenuity. So I just drilled some holes, and then, you can't really see it too well, but I welded the bolts through the back in the correct pattern, and then fitted it. So, anyways, I'll let you go, and we'll be back when I go to get this thing mounted onto the intake. Well, we're back and we're done. I thought I'd mention too, so if you're grinding, safety protection, you want to wear a nice set of coveralls. Make sure you're wearing a t-shirt, because you don't want any of that slag ruin any of your nice Christmas sweaters. And eyewear is optional. You can just squint, like if you don't have any or nothing, or you can just kind of like cover your eyes. And then sometimes you can't see where you're cutting, but it's usually not too much of a problem. But anyways, so I cut out my little, I made my jig, and then I cut out my little thing. You can see he fits right over top of that guy. So this thing fits over there, like that, which is perfect. And now you just got to think of a way. To mount it. Now I was thinking about welding, hot welding, and then I thought, I could probably use the cold weld, which is the this little fella here. That's JB Weld. I don't know if you can see it on my screen. It's upside down. So it says JB Weld. Stuff's basically good for everything: fixing lamps, electrical, car repair, things like that. I think it stands for either Jesus believes, which I believe that if Jesus believed in carpentry as much as he does in welding, he would also use that. It's a good product. So anyways, we're going to lay a nice, I ain't going to show you because it takes me too long, but we're going to lay a nice thick bead around that whole thing, and then we're going to mount that plate over top of it, put some weight over it, and according to the bottle, 20 minutes. We're good to go. Let's see what happens. See you in 20 minutes. Oh. Well, that's it. We let the JB Weld dry, and then we just put her all back together. So, it's a little bit like that, you see. Yeah, right there. So, anyways, I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes or so putting it back onto the truck. But in the meantime, stay tuned for my next video when I show you how to get a truck started that doesn't want to start because you put the carb on backwards. Enjoy. See you later.